I've actually been in real estate since 2010. Today we're covering some of the reasons why I personally think that being a real estate agent, is actually one of the best, if not the best career path you could take, but for the right person. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Philip Shepard. I actually was a real estate broker since 2010 in the dumpster fire, horrible state also known as Illinois, the worst in Chicagoland area. My parents and I actually owned a real estate brokerage back in Illinois, and we actually had over 50% market share for our whole area. And in 2019, my parents decided to sell the brokerage, and I moved down to Northwest Arkansas and became one of the top 10 agents in less than 2 years with over 4,000 agents here. That's a lot of agents, to say the least, in a smaller area. Real estate is never quite a straight shot to the moon, that is for sure. There will be detours along the way, just heads up. But one thing I can promise you is that you can get to where you want to go, and. The drive that you're taking, it will be fun. So without further ado, let's jump right into the content. And the first thing we need to talk about why being a real estate agent is actually a fantastic career path, and it has to more do with the license than anything else. Now, because the license is actually very easy to get, but it unlocks so many, I would consider, endless possibilities. And the thing that I truly love about having a real estate license is that it's a kind of a Swiss Army knife in a lot of different ways. Now, hear me out here, is the fact that not only, you can do the traditional career path of being a real estate agent, helping people buy and sell homes, very classic, very awesome, that's what I do, love it to death. And also part of it is that if you have your license, then you can have access to you can start working with off-market properties. You can start working at other deals. You can have access to things. You can use your commission for down payment. You can do flips. There's a whole different world out there that allows you to have a real estate license that many people don't talk about. So maybe, for instance, you're not really necessarily loving the whole like getting with people. You have to be a people person, essentially love people to actually help them sell and buy real estate. On the other side is that you can just manage your own properties and do it that way. So when actually you get your license, and this is very high level stuff, and we can talk in different parts in different videos, but having your license allows so many different possibilities, and those are just two paths. There are other paths you can take when having your real estate license, but maybe not everyone is designed to help people buy and sell homes. Not everyone is designed and cares to manage their own properties and sell and flip and find off deals and market deals and the whole thing. There are a lot of different possibilities, and having a real estate license is the key factor and is well worth having. And the second reason we need to talk about why being a real estate agent is actually a great career path, it allows you to be creative. Now what I mean by that is that within real estate, when it comes to buying and selling homes with people, not necessarily flips, and that's a whole different avenue. But when it comes to actually working with people, buying and selling, it allows you to be very creative in a sense that if you are a creative person or enjoy the whole process or even slightly competitive and the whole marketing kind of thing, you will love this industry to death. And the reason being is because not only in this industry, you can be only focused on postcards. You can be a social media person. You can be a great experiential person, like person that, when people buy or sell from you, the experience is top tier. You can go to events, you can make events, you can have chili cook-offs, you can do movie theater parties. There are endless opportunities within the real estate realm that just make sense. And so if you are a creative person, you enjoy being slightly competitive in a sense of like making fun things or marketing, whatever the case is, being in real estate is totally fun because there's really nothing really out of wild that you can't do. For instance, I have a coloring book for people moving here. Why not? Why don't I do that? I have a music record for people. Some of the people I help in the industry, they made a comic book based on certain things. They made a buyer's agent comic book. Why not? So those are just unique things. Those are just small ideas. You can just be all about open houses. You can be just about certain things. And so when it comes to creativity, endless creativity when it comes to real estate. And so if you find yourself in that world, this is the place for you. And the third reason why being a real estate agent is actually a great career path, it allows you the financial ability to grow. Now, what I mean by that is that when you compare other career paths to real estate, when it comes to sometimes car salesmen or insurance or lenders or whatever the case is, the nice thing when it comes to real estate is that when you start doing a couple deals and they're somewhat consistent, it gives you the financial freedom to experiment and do things. And this kind of goes back to the creative realm a little bit, But one thing is fun is that when you close on a deal with a home, and obviously you have your commission and whatever comes out with it, it gives you quite a bit extra oftentimes to experiment and do stuff. And it allows you to grow as a person, meaning like you can invest into leadership classes, you can invest into courses, you can invest into new software, you can invest into virtual assistants, you can invest into so many different things. And it is a risk, there's always a risk involved. But the thing about it is that when you start getting some commission checks, it allows you to grow your business. You can't really say that for a lot of other industries because whether it's like the commission structure is low, or you have to have so much volume, or there's there's so many other laws involved that allows you to stop, hinders you to do things. But regardless, real estate gives you that financial freedom to experiment, grow, be creative, like I said before, allows you to do events. When you have an extra couple $1,000s of commission, you're like, how can I reinvest this back into my business to, whether it's postcards or social media, or I hire somebody to take workload off me to give it to someone else. It allows me to do more events. It allows me to be at my parent-teacher conferences. It allows me to be at my kid's soccer game. Whatever the case is, having a real estate license and actually being in real estate and closing deals really allows that freedom to experiment, to grow, and to really be that creative kind of sense and do all these different things that you really can't do in other industries. And the fourth reason why being in real estate is a great career path, and this is probably the most important reason, and that's the fact that it compounds. Not every industry has this luxury. Now let me kind of talk to you for a second. If you're in car sales or in other sorts of sales positions in some fashion, a lot of times the product you're selling, you don't sell all the products. Let's say you're a Ford dealership. Let's say that, obviously you sell Ford cars, but let's say for instance, Chevy starts really taking a lot of great new cars. Let's say Kia, Hyundai, you have Tesla. You have so many different car manufacturers. You don't sell all the products. You just have to sell this specific thing. Now, obviously some car dealerships are different, but for the most part, you're kind of focused on one specific product. And there's other industries that you have to be solo focused on one product. Even in lending has some limitations, unless you're a broker, has some limitations of what you can do. Within real estate, you sell all the products. One of the only clear differentials is commercial and residential, but you have access to all the different products, which is homes. Now, when I say it compounds, what I mean by is that when you sell a house, if you sell a house and you bring the buyer in, you obviously this your client for life, hopefully, is that you should be able to stay in contact with them, be part of, be friends with them to some extent, be on top of like when their kids are graduating. You can know certain things like what kind of animals they have, pets, spouses, birthdays, anniversaries. And so you have this compounding factor with this client that you've sold a home should be using you to sell your home in 5 years. And that is one of the unique things when it comes to real estate is that it takes just really simple communication for it to compound over years. Now, another way of looking at this is like, let's say you're in HVAC or you're in other industries. There's a very low chance that 5 years from now, that person's going to be using the same HVAC company. That's just not happening. And, sometimes HVAC companies can, stay on top of things. But at the end of the day, people jump around a lot, but within real estate, as long as you maintain a relationship with your clients and you stay on top of things, at top of mind, so to speak, there's a very high probable chance they're going to use you to sell when the time comes. And so when you start selling 5 homes a year, 10 homes a year, 15 homes a year, this whole career path compounds on top of itself over the course of 5 years. And so that is one amazing thing that it comes to real estate, is that as long as you do, I would consider some basic follow-up over the course of some years, just have a simple CRM that you can use, then you can actually start compounding this career, which you cannot say that very often about many other career paths. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you could like this video, that would be fantastic. If you could subscribe to this channel, fantastic. If you have any questions specifically for me, my email is floating down below. Feel free to email me, comment all the different things. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.